Welcome back to the Chicago Tomahawk. I'm Mike, and I got my line mate Matt with me. And today we've got a special guest on our show, Pearcy, longtime listener. This guy's been around since the beginning when we were probably getting 5 listens a week, and we brought him on the show. And this isn't going to be the last time we're going to do this. So, Pearcy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Mike. Thank you very much for having me on. It's a pleasure.
Where are you located at?
I'm out in British Columbia, Canada, out in Kamloops.
Okay. How did you become a Blackhawks fan?
My dad raised me properly. That's right from there. He was part of the original 6, of course, and he hated the Leafs, loved the Hawks. He was a big Stan Mikita fan. So he raised me that way, and pretty much from then on, 40 some odd years now, Hawks for life.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I know you got a pretty sick tattoo too, that commemorates the Hawks. You know, the past, I would probably say 18 months has been a little difficult to be a fan, but I think that it's important for the fandom to embrace this team and move forward and love it for what it is. So, and a prime example of that is. A prime example of that is what happened yesterday. You know, we got a lot of guys on this team that deserve, I think, the fandom's attention. And yesterday, Juju Akira took a brutal hit from Jacob Trouba. And you know what? If you look at the slow motion, I don't think that Trouba was looking to decapitate him, but that doesn't take away from his shoulder and elbow, hitting his head. And it was a scary hit, man, because they showed him laying on the floor, with his eyes rolling in the back of his head. And that's not what hockey's about. And so I want to talk about the hit, see what you guys think, and there's a couple other things that I want to bring up as well. But Pearcy, let's start off with the hit, man. What did you think?
I mean, it's a tough one because there's so many aspects going behind that hit. I mean, he had his head down, the puck was at his feet, and then it rolled through his feet. So, I mean, yeah, obviously I've been taught as well playing hockey, keep your head up, but sometimes you got to look down to see where the puck is. It got lost in his feet, and in the end, I think it was a dirty hit. I don't think, like you said, I don't think anything malicious behind it. Trouba wasn't looking to take his head off. If you look, Trouba's face is kind of looking down, kind of on a weird angle as well. But he's a big guy, and he lifts up his right arm, elbow, shoulder, and kind of lunges slightly up into him, and he's knocked out before he even hits the ice. Yeah. So all the people saying it's a chest hit, shoulder to chest, shoulder to shoulder, well, you don't get knocked out from that.
Right.
So it was dirty. I don't think he meant to do it, but he's a professional. He's a big guy. He's played in the league for years. I said to somebody, Chara would have been killing people constantly just because he's big, if that's an excuse, which isn't an excuse for this. It was straight to the chin, in my opinion. What
about you, Matt?
Yeah, that was a good analyst. I agree with that. I mean, like he said, the pass from Jones was almost like a grenade-like pass. Nothing good was going to come out of that pass, and then he started coasting, and I think Trouba just had like blood in the water shark mentality. He saw it and he took advantage, and and it didn't end well, and. It's hard for me to say if it was a dirty or clean. I don't know. I don't know if you guys remember. This hit reminded me of when Brian Campbell laid out R.J. Umberger when he was on the Sabres years ago.
Yeah.
And it was almost the same thing. Umberger went down, his head, eyes rolled back into his head, staring up at the ceiling, and you never want to see that happen. I'm glad the kid's okay. But, hey, they're not going to discipline him. So, I mean, obviously the league said it was a clean hit. But, they get stuff wrong a lot. But I was just happy to see Stillman, avenge him. Just say, hey, I got you, buddy. I'm gonna make sure this doesn't happen again. And, it took a rookie to do that when we have some vets that should have stepped up, I thought.
I think that Trouba didn't even come back out onto the ice until Stillman was headed to the bench. He saw him, and then he went right after him.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to push the point here, is that, we've all played hockey. And at no point have I ever, seen somebody and thought to myself, he's obviously having trouble with the puck. He's got his head down. I don't think that guys, it doesn't mean that there's a green light to go and light somebody up. Like, I think it's the wrong thing to do. Trouba could have easily seen that puck and poke checked it or something. He didn't. It does. I don't think that it gives you the green light when somebody's head is down to just go after them and try to assassinate them, man. And it happens. It happens a lot. And I think that it comes down to a lack of respect between players these days, because we've got a lot of guys that are putting out slew foots, and I think that that's complete bullshit. We've got a lot of guys out here that are, think that they're given the green light when somebody's head is down to try and end somebody's career. And I think it's a problem. Now, it could be a couple things. It could be that the Department of Player Safety is completely inept in their job, because they get so many things wrong. I mean, it's a joke that they practically spin the wheel on disciplinary action on players. Nothing's being done about these slew foots, and it seems like there's a lack of respect between players and just not caring about each other. We don't have enforcers anymore, so there isn't going to be like a Bob Probert that's going to come out and take your skull and put it in his locker at the end of the night. So. What do you guys think? We'll start off with you this time, Matt. What do you think needs to be done to kind of maybe clean this up?
Well, exactly what you just said. We need to get the enforcer back. Yeah. I think you need a guy to. I mean, look at the Rangers. They got Reeves, and look at how confident these guys are. Like, Trouba just almost killed a guy, and what the Hawks, all they did was send a rookie at him. But can you imagine, like, Ryan Reeves he could pretty much protect anybody on that team. And a lot of teams, he's like the last of its kind. It's like that movie Goon. He's like the last of the enforcers right now. And I think if you had a guy like that, you wouldn't see like stuff like this, like PK Subban doing his thing. I mean, if say that was on Patrick Kane and we had like a Ryan Reeves, PK Subban would never do it again against this team. Yeah. If he was out patrolling, but hey, they're trying to make the game a little bit softer, so this is what's going to happen. Guys are going to take advantage of this stuff.
Yeah, I don't like it. What about you, Pearcy?
Yeah, I mean, I love the old school hockey with the fighters, the enforcers. I mean, who didn't love Bob Probert in the Hawks jersey, right? But it's a new era of hockey, and they're really trying to eliminate headshots. So even if they said the league somehow says not all headshots are illegal, you knock the guy out from a headshot, in my opinion. So how do you change that? An enforcer helps, but like you said, there's not many of those guys left these days. So what does it come down to? What do they get? Suspensions or fines. So head of player safety is a joke. Yeah. People get a $5,000 fine
for throwing a glove.
Throwing a glove. Yeah, throwing a glove. Yep. Right? And then you can try to grab a guy by the hair and almost smash his head into the ice, a top star elite player, and you get the same thing.
Yeah.
So and then you take in their salaries account, $5,000 fine is nothing, right? So it doesn't deter them. If you hit somebody and injure them, you should be out for as long as that player's injured. If it's a dirty hit, that seems more fair than the suspensions to me.
I think that would also clear up
you
guys.
You just got to increase it.
I think that would also clear up guys going in there and just trying to launch people.
Well, that's it. I mean, it reminds me of Hossa when he got injured. Same thing.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
Yes, right? You got to, I mean, you're going to put your head down. I know you keep your head up, but come on. You got to look for the puck once in a while.
They put the hammer down on Torres, didn't they?
Exactly. I think so. Didn't he get like over 10? Well, I can't remember now. It's a while back.
I think
they just need proper suspensions and proper fines is kind of the only thing that might deter them.
I think that in Torres' case was that you have to really hit Haas to get him off the ground like that, because he left his skates, and I think that's kind of where they really took a look. They're like, holy smoke, because I've seen guys hit Hossa and practically bounce off of him,
Oh,
he's a beast.
He's an immovable force normally. Yeah. It's like
Well, you know
Ovechkin.
what else is a joke though, boys? I think having a former enforcer goon-like player running the players department doesn't help
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Like I see if you put a guy like a Lady Bing type winner, like a guy who takes one penalty a year,
Like
that
Paul
would make
Correa.
more sense.
Put Gretzky.
Yeah.
Put Gretzky
Yeah,
in charge of that.
something like
instead.
that. Like George Peros, right? I think he's in charge. And then before
He
that,
is.
it was another goon. It's like, what? These guys are doing all the things that you're finding guys for doing, and you got away with it in your day. So maybe they
We'll
should
replace
get
him with
somebody
Tom Wilson.
Yeah, exactly. Tom Wilson's the next one. Yeah, when he
Yeah,
retires,
after he
he's
retires,
first
he'll be
job.
player
Yep.
safety.
Yeah, I think that would actually help too. Getting somebody with a little bit of a different background might help.
So moving on, boys. Let's do a breakdown of that Rangers game. You know, I thought that the Hawks played well. You know, the Rangers are a top team of this league, and the Hawks have led for a considerable part of the game. And then you know, it kind of, I think the Juju hit really took the wind out of their sails a bit. I think that I think the team was shooken up, and I don't think that they were able to kind of really get their heads back into the game, especially watching him getting stretchered off the way that he did. You know, and I know that he's a very well liked guy in the locker room. I've heard that he's really there's a lot of camaraderie, and he gets along with everybody. So I'm sure that has something to do with it. But it didn't seem like they were able to get it together after that. And then the third period came. And then, they got those 2 goals within, I think it was like 7 minutes or something like that. And then the game was practically done. So Pearcy, what did you think of the effort and the outing between the Hawks against the Rangers?
I liked it. I mean, they are. I've been kind of wondering why the Rangers haven't been top of the league for a few years, and I think they might be putting it together now. If their young stars start rocking it, look out. But no, I think we were happy. I honestly thought we should have won the first game we played against them.
Agree.
And it's like we had bad post luck in that game that came back to haunt us after having great post luck against Washington. But yeah, no, I think we played really well against them. That first game, I think we should have won. And then that last game, as soon as Kara got hit, I mean, well, yeah, it just kind of the wheels fell off. We were even after the first period. Shots were even. We were up by a goal. Everything was looking good. I still don't like that first goal in the early minutes of the games. But thankfully, Gus, which I'll probably never say again, tied it up within the first 2 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So I think we played great against the Rangers. They're going far, I think, this year. We held them off the board. We were doing good. It just fell apart after an injury like that. Like you said, you're not getting back from that. You want
Matt,
a retribution, but unfortunately, it doesn't normally work out that way when somebody, like you said, gets stretchered off the ice.
Right. Matt, when the Hawks played the Rangers, went right back to the Islanders, another tough game, and then they won. And it seems like this team is becoming consistent, meaning that what they're putting out is consistent with, game to game, who they're playing. So, sometimes some teams play down to the talent of the other team, but it seems like the Hawks are playing everybody tough, and they've been winning some games. How do you see them, moving forward within the next 5 games?
I think they got to keep the pace going. I think it was 2-1 after the second. We were beating those guys, and Kirby Dach, he scored. Good to get him back on the board. He's got to get hot, and we need Taser to get hot. We need him to start scoring some goals. But like Pearcy said, we're still giving up that dreaded first minute goal almost. It seems like almost every game now. It's like, come on, we got to really buckle down and stop that from happening. Yeah. And, hey, I thought Flower was good last night too. I mean, that third period, like after that hit, it was still a close game, a very winnable game. Flower made a big save shorthanded, and I thought, oh man, he's gonna steal this. We're gonna win this game. But I'll tell you what, man, the bread man, I don't know what it is. When he plays against the Hawks, he elevates his game, man. He just so impressive. And you know what? I love the guy. He's just a great player, great talent. And like Nick said on the FHN, he said that they're doing great right now, the Rangers. And Zibanejad hasn't even scored a goal in a long time. So once he gets going, man, look out. That team's going to be scary good. But back to the Hawks, I'd like to just see them, we're playing the Canadians tomorrow. That's a must-win game, boys. We got to get a win, and they got to come out flying. We got to get the first goal in the first minute and then make them chase us the whole game. We got to just put the gas pedal down and just keep pouring on goals because we're playing Jake Allen probably. So we're not playing Carey Price, even though he's starting to skate again. He's an elite goalie, but this is a must-win. The Hawks got to make a statement after the loss to the Rangers.
In all honesty, I don't know how they go into Montreal and don't walk out with a win.
Yeah, you got to score like 6-7 goals. Just get the offense exploded and get these guys some confidence. I'd like to see Taves get his first goal tomorrow. It would be huge.
Yeah, it would. It'd be nice to see Kubalik start scoring as well.
There's another guy that's just snake bit. Yeah, it's good to see Doc, though. He got on the board. And so,
Matt, let's go over some NHL news.
Well, like I just said, Carey Price is skating again, and that's good to see. He took that time to get his health right mentally and probably physically. He's probably had a long grind, and good to see him back. He can root for that guy. He's just a great guy. Let's see what else we got. We got Mitch Marner is out for 3 to 4 weeks, which is kind of a blow for that team. He's like the Kaner, I think, of that team, and they got like the Matthews being like the sniper, kind of like Taves or in his early years. He was scoring more than Kaner.
I'd say more like DeBrincat nowadays.
Yeah. And the big news for me last night, other than that big hit, Zegras, man, on the Ducks went for the Michigan goal, but you know what? He changed his mind. And he gave him the Michigan pass. We've never seen that, and Milano buried it. And I watched that like 13 times in a row last night before I went to bed. And then his reaction was even better. He goes, "No way that just happened. Like, no way that happened." It was so cool to see. And he's a freaking young rookie. So this Ducks team, man, they got some young guys coming up, and it's exciting for them. Because I had them pick like pretty much last in the Pacific. And they're playing well. They're playing very well.
I think we both did. Pearcy, what's your perspective on the Pacific division over there?
Better than I think people thought. Obviously, it's going to be a long way to go to see what come playoff time. But yeah, I never expected the Ducks to be anywhere close to what they're doing. LA's not bad. Speaking of LA, biting. That's a bit of news in the NHL. How'd you like that? The bites by Kachuk. Or not by Kachuk, sorry, the bites on Kachuk.
Yeah.
Lemieux biting him.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, no, the Pacific's interesting. I don't watch them a lot, funnily enough, but except for that, I don't know. The Flames are good too, though. A bit of a surprise there.
Yeah.
It's when you got a really
surprising.
good, solid coach. It's that coaching. Edmonton and Calgary, the Battle of Alberta is going to be incredible. Even though they're out here, I don't watch them because it starts later. I love the Hawks starts when I'm living in the West Coast because they start at 4:30, 5 o'clock, right?
Oh, man, that's
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
It is. It's perfect. I mean, I lived in England for 10 years, so I had the worst time starts. That was 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. And that was 2010 and 2013 Cup wins were in England. So I've spent my time watching late games, so it's nice to catch some early ones now. But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't even... Right? And I don't know what the Pacific's going to finish. I think it's all a little bit odd to begin. If you look at the standings, I mean, even in our conference, who was going to think that Minnesota, St. Louis, Nashville were going to be the top three? So I think things will kind of even out a little bit later on in the season. I think a few teams are excelling a bit further than they should be, but
yeah,
we'll see.
The Flames and Oilers for me for the Pacific. It's who's ever going to win more games at the end, I guess.
And the Oilers goaltending and just I don't know. I don't trust it personally, but I'm not a huge Oilers fan.
If you really think about it, you look at Calgary, and who's to say that they don't take Edmonton?
They could.
Honestly, I've heard a lot of people saying that. I've heard people saying Calgary is a better overall team, especially come playoffs. I mean, look at the way they play. That defensive coach, killer goaltending.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be dangerous.
Yeah, Markstrom is blanking everybody too, and
good goalie.
How many
good goalie will
five
shut
shutouts
down
already?
I think he's at 5 or 6. Yeah, it's scary. It's December, so you never know.
Yeah,
he
right?
can get real hot again. The way that they play. Do you guys remember when he was Sutter was coaching the Kings the first year?
Yeah.
I think Quick
sure
had
do.
like 10 shutouts.
Yeah,
and
he did.
he lost 10 games 1-0. So that
Wow.
it
He
could
was
have
on
went the other
another
way.
level. He was on another level that year.
I think
Quick
that
was
system
he's playing
helped him.
again or something.
Yeah.
They're
I
saying
really
Quick's
liked
back.
his,
He's still going.
I really liked his helmet. How he had like that crown on the helmet. I thought that was really cool.
Well, that system definitely benefited Quick. And
Yeah, it
now
did.
look at it's benefiting Markstrom, and he's already a great goalie. And he's going to be a Vezina finalist for sure, the way he's going.
Hey, Pearcy, I got a question for you, man. You know, obviously there's a lot of talk about Seth Jones. And if you look at the point production, he's at 22 points. Adam Fox is at 27. And, there's a few guys in between them. Do you think that maybe Seth Jones should be in the Norris conversation?
Well, yeah, I think I do. If he keeps us up, 100%. I mean, everybody was hating on this guy all the time. He's lost it. He's gone. He's washed up. His analytics are bad. Blah blah blah. What's he doing? He's proven everybody wrong, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Even if somebody looked at his analytics now and said they're off, you got to watch him. Watch the game.
Yep.
I don't think I've focused on one defenseman in this many times, or this focused on one guy for so long. He's incredible to watch. He skates it up. He moves. He can do it all. And I'm even more blown away than before we got him. I wanted him. Not happy about the contract, right? But whatever. Get over it. He's a great player, and you need one of those. You need a defenseman like that to be a solid team. So Norris Trophy isn't even something I considered when we got him. I just wanted a solid defender. But now,
Right.
if he keeps us up, great. I mean, McCabe was another guy I thought was going to be awesome, and he's finally turned his game around. He's being that stay-at-home, boring defenseman that a team needs.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I wish he was around last night, and McCabe, missing McCabe and Murphy, last night. When it started getting rough, both those guys can lay people out.
Yeah.
And I still wanted them out there just to start dropping people last night after that.
Yeah,
that game.
McCabe's got a mean streak. He looks like
He sure does. He looks like I wouldn't mess with
that
him.
guy when he's mad. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, not even close. And both those guys will drop hits, and it was a shame they weren't there. We don't have enough toughness once in a while. But
we
I
do
think,
need toughness. We do.
But we're hitting more than we ever have. So, but
tell you what.
I'm happy with McCabe. Jones,
I saw
give him the
DeBrincat
Vezina
hitting
if he
more.
keeps it up. Same here. He ran Trouba. I think it was Trouba. It looked like it was just running into the screen, but he was going into the corner to take a hit.
5'9"?
5'8".
Honestly,
He's hitting more
DeBrincat
than
to
the big
me,
guys. Yeah.
He's 5'8".
Yeah, 5'8".
he reminds me of Hossa, so he does, but not as big, so he can be that horse, but has slightly better hands. I mean, DeBrincat with a bigger body, like Hossa's body, they'd be the replicas. His defensive game has turned around incredible.
It has.
He's up and down the ice.
He'll
he
fight
does
too.
both things. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, I'm a big DeBrincat fan. I thought that he was an absolute steal when we got him. There was a lot of talk there's a lot of talk about him because, they said that his numbers were going to go down after Connor McDavid got drafted, and his numbers actually went up with McDavid gone, and then obviously he got drafted by the Hawks, and it's. I thought, I'm like, man, this is going to be another steal like Panarin was, like the Breadman was, and it was. But I think that he's a great player. I love how he hits guys. He's like a little badger out there, like you don't want
to mini Haas.
Yeah, like a smaller version of I don't know, because Haas wouldn't fight, and DeBrincat will throw the gloves down.
That's true.
So
that's true. I don't think Haas ever
I
fought.
still would rather have Breadman. Sorry, I love the cat, but
no, I'm not.
Just watching the Breadman, he's just phenomenal. He's like a Peter Forsberg, Teemu Solani rolled into one. He's so good, man. He's so good with the puck. He just is always in the right spot, it seems like.
I'd rather have the cat.
I'd rather just have both.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
We should
too.
just have both. They both had Hawks jerseys.
We could have.
Yeah, I didn't think that they knew that they were going to be able to get Seabrook's contract off the books.
No,
and Keith.
we couldn't afford Panarin.
And I mean, if you knew
And Crow.
you don't know if Crow's going to retire or Shaw. And we cleared up a lot of space. I think he would have been cheaper if we gave him an extension. Say we paid him like Seth Jones money at the time, like $9 million for 8 years. Maybe it would have been like, oh man, this is high. But in 2 years, it would have been like, oh man, this is a good deal. Look at like Jack Hughes just got this money. You know what I mean? And Panarin's a top 10 player in the league.
Yeah.
It's painful to see, man. And the Rangers are so lucky to have him.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't see them winning games without him.
No, I don't think so either. No, he scored all 4 points. Or no, well, that was the first game. I think he had 3 points.
Yeah,
and
he
then
did. Three in both games.
He had 4 yesterday.
I think he finished.
He had 2 assists
I forgot
and
they
2
scored
goals
at the end there too.
Yeah,
so he had 7 points in 2 games.
That's amazing. And it's just almost like a big FU to the Hawks. Like, yep, that's what happens when you let me go. So,
but if we kept them, it would have been like the Leafs. We would have had like 3 players over 10 million.
Yeah,
would have started getting iffy then.
I don't think he would have made that.
Because Taves and Kane.
I think he would have 100%.
I don't think so.
That's why he left Columbus, is because he wanted it.
Yeah, I think Colorado offered him 12.
Yeah, they did. They offered him more, I think, than New York, but he wanted the
Can you imagine him and McKinnon on the same freaking line? Oh, my goodness.
I don't know. You don't know what it's like not having to eat pasta. You never know if you never know.
You can have a bag of chips.
Yeah, we're talking about the bread man here. He's bringing the gluten,
right?
And
he's
McKinnon
bringing the carbos.
The gluten man.
The gluten man, yeah. The G man.
Yeah, the G man.
Well, cool, boys. Matt, you got anything else, man?
No, man. Let's go Hawks. We're playing the Canadians. Must win tomorrow. Must win. Right. I think we should put Fleury in net. Get him his 500th win. I think it's a great chance for him to get it and then not worry about it ever again, because I'm sure he's thinking about it. Like, I got to get this 500 win. I got to get it done.
What do you got, Pearcy?
See, the bread man got 500 points last night. Of course, instead of Fleury getting the 500th win, we give it to Panarin instead. I'm Canadian. I hate the Canadians and the Leafs, so both those teams, I get no time for them. So we're going to roll over Montreal tomorrow night. I'd like to see Taves actually open it up tonight, or finally. He's going to get like a hat trick when he finally scores.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
Oh, my gosh. He needs to do something.
Yeah,
someone's got to tell him to shoot.
He's just
Stop
out there
worrying about the pass. Just shoot the puck. Who cares? Shoot it. Shoot it from the bench. Do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Well, all right, everybody. That's all that we got for you tonight. Thanks a lot. Be sure to hit subscribe if you haven't hit subscribe. We'd really appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next one. This is the Tomahawk, and we're out of here.